Welcome to the MLB Closing Time Show. It is Tuesday, July the 6th. Ian Cameron, Conor Mac, and our special guest, Jose Bouquett, with us as we are ready to look at the Tuesday MLB card. Interesting slate on deck today. So with that in mind, let's get right down to business here and get this Tuesday card underway as we take a look here. Trying to see where the first game is. Come on. Where did my screen go? All right, we'll do it. All right, we'll start here with this one here. Yes, thank you very much. We'll get to disappeared again. See, this is great here. The screen's freezing up.
Braves, Pirates.
First game. Let's go with that. There we go. Braves and Pirates, absolutely. Because I like to go usually in order of time for sure. We've got Chad Kuhl on the mound here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The on the mound. How about the Pirates last night, waxing the Atlanta Braves in a big a lopsided defeat to the Braves in that one. We've got Atlanta, big road favorites here, 9 the total in this game. Certainly it feels like it should be a bounce-back spot for the Braves with Ian Anderson on the mound and a 3.35 ERA for him coming into this start. He's been solid. Chad Kuhl, not so much, and there hasn't been much cool about certain pitching that he's done this year. It's been a little bit of a rough go for him this year coming into this start. It feels like it's a bounce back spot, but at this time of year, look, Atlanta's the better team and they got the better arm, the more trustworthy arm on the mound. But at this time of year, you're just going to end up paying premiums for spots like this and for teams in these kind of situations. So yeah, I do lean Atlanta. But that's all. I really don't have much interest getting involved in this game. Conor Mac, how about you here, Atlanta, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'll be quick too. I think it's a bounce back spot for the Braves as well. But at minus 180, I mean, they're the better team right now. They got their ass whooped. Pirates with Kuhl, it's just a tough spot. I like Anderson better. The Braves team total, of course, it's 5.5. It's plus money. So yeah, everything's a premium here. I think the Braves do bounce back. They need to get going, like you talked about. They need to get back to 500, a few games over, and then try to make a run. I don't know if they will. They look like they don't got it this year, but we'll see. The run line's minus 120. Maybe you could do first 5 half a run here, cut the juice. First drive, -1, something like that. I like Anderson as the better pitcher here, but he's been touched up a little bit lately. 5-4, his ERA is all right. But Kuhl's ERA is just horrible. It's Braves or nothing for me here.
All right, Jose, anything for you, Atlanta, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I just echo what Connor said. It has to be either Braves first 5, -0.5, maybe even -1 if you want to cut all that juice out, and that team total over 5.5 plus money, but 5.5 team totals are tough. So stay off for me.
All right, stay off for Jose Bouquett. Nothing wrong with that. We move on now to the Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies here. We've got some really, really difficult. I'm using a different screen, so if I'm going out of order, I apologize. But the other screens just crashed on me. So we'll do Cubs Philly. We'll get to every game still. Don't get me wrong. We've got Jake Arrieta here on the mound for the Chicago Cubs, and Nola, N-O-L-A, Nola for the Philadelphia Phillies here in this one. The Cubs get blasted last night by the Phillies, an ugly loss. And we thought that was a good spot for them to bounce back. And how do you struggle to hit Matt Moore exactly is a question in my mind. But nevertheless, the Cubs just continue to the flubs right now. That was always the running joke and the running gag when they were losing it year after year after year, and they had the World Series drought. They're the flubs. And right now they're back to that moniker right now. They just can't get out of their own way. They're not hitting. The pitching's been mediocre at best. I mean, it's just been a whole gamut of problems for the Cubs. They're terrible on the road, and now they return home to Wrigley Field, where they've been pretty good actually this year, and they still lose last night to the Phillies. So there's issues. There's no way I'm backing this group right now. Certainly not backing them with Jake Arrieta on the mound. 5.57 ERA. Not interested in this Cubs side. They are now an underdog here. So finally, there's been an adjustment to the struggles, but at the same point in time, Philly is road chalk with Aaron Nola, who's actually been trending in the wrong direction as well. You've got one pitcher with a 7 ERA in his last 5 starts, another pitcher with a 5 ERA, a little over that in his last 5 starts, that being Aaron Nola. So these are two guys that are definitely struggling. The game went over the total last night. The total's 10. The wind is blowing out once again at Wrigley Field tonight, so you can make a case for the over, and that's probably the case I would make. I want no part of laying a price with Philly. I want no part of taking the Cubs in any form right now, especially with Arrieta. So I think just for me, it would be over or nothing for me in this game. What do you think, C-Mac, Phillies and Cubs?
Yeah, we'll see. Nola, man, he struck out a ton his last couple starts, and the Mets was all right, but the Marlins got to him there. I think it was in the 5th inning. He got crushed. He's a road favorite here. It's about right. Arrieta, they gave him 7-0 lead, and then he blew it against the Brewers his last start. God, it's just tough to take him. We've talked about him. I don't know how he's still in the starting rotation. He's going to give up runs. He should, even though the Phillies and the Cubs don't hit righties that well. I lean over here as well. Wind's blowing out. Few guys I circled. Real Muto 6 for 16 with 2 homers. Arrieta and Rizzo was 5 for 12 with 2 homers off Nola. Nola might have a bunch of Ks, but he might get hit. But who knows? The Cubs' offense has been so bad. Yesterday, that was horrible. And like you talked about, it was a 2-2 game going into the 6th, and just the floodgates opened. The homers started, the runs started scoring, and just busted open and went over there. So I'm with you here. I got to lean over a little bit. I see the Cubs as a dog. I want to take them, but Arrieta and how bad they are. Come on, they lost 10 in a row. How can you take this team, even at home? So it's a pass.
What's
on the
alarming
side
for the Cubs losing last night, Connor, is that the offense stunk. The starting pitching wasn't great. And now the bullpen, which has been the strength, was terrible last night. So, wow, what can you hang your hat on right now if you're the Cubs?
Exactly.
Nothing, essentially. Jose, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've been calling and hoping for this Cubs team to go in the tank on the show for a couple of weeks. Yeah, and I finally got it. Now they just need to start selling. This next week will decide their season. If not, it hasn't been decided already. I'm on the Phillies here. I mean, Phillies first 5 for me, -0.5 right now is -118 on Pinnacle. I just think, Nola's the better pitcher. Arrieta's has not been great. 10 in a row. The Phillies can be pathetic sometimes, but I think they can beat this reeling Cubs team and keep this little momentum they've got going. So I'll take the Phillies first 5 today, -118.
All right. Yeah, there we go. My main screen that I use to go game by game in order is back. So now we can get into the proper order. Here we go. Blue Jays and Orioles. We've got Steven Matz on the mound for the Blue Jays. It looks like it's to be determined, but I believe it's going to be Spencer Watkins, or at least it was going to be that for the Baltimore Orioles in this game tonight. Yes, it is Spencer Watkins on the mound for the Orioles. We've got the Blue Jays here, massive road favorites at Camden Yards in the -190 range, the total 11 in this game. I certainly like the Blue Jays a little bit here, but be careful with Matz. Matz returned from a stint away from the team because he had a COVID-19 positive test, and he came back in that first start, and he was not sharp in that first start. So just be a little bit careful. I think he'll be a lot better this time around, but still, it's a little bit sketchy here to lay this price. Matz came off the absence list. I won't say injured list because it was the COVID that he had, but came off the absence and he didn't pitch well that first start. So I'm not in a rush to lay this price with him. If I were to back the Jays, I would look team total. That way I don't have to worry what Matz does here in this start. And keep in mind, the Orioles still can hit. I like the way they're hitting a lot. Mullins and Mancini and Santander, Mountcastle. There's guys in this lineup that have been hitting all right for them. So, and they do hit lefties decently. So this is going to be an interesting start here for Matz. Can he keep it going here against can he turn it around, I should say, against the Orioles, who do hit lefties decently? Spencer Watkins here on the mound. I was hoping for Dean Kramer. You're right, Vitalis. That's what I was hoping for, Dean Kramer. But Spencer Watkins making a spot start. Blue Jays lineup did get shut down against Tampa Bay on Sunday in the finale in that series. But prior to that, they've really been in good form. I guess Blue Jays team total, if anything, is what I would look at here in this one. But it's just a lukewarm opinion. I'm not sure I'll get there with it, but I do lean to the Jays team total over. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, Spencer Watkins. Spencer who? We'll see how many runs he can get out of here. I just can't trust Matz like you talked about. He kind of had a tough start. It's tough to lay almost -200 on the road. But the Jays have really ripped this Orioles team. I mean, one thing, they've kicked their ass. Yeah, they had a rough start. They had great numbers against Yarborough. I had the team total as my best bet. They didn't hit. Now team total, it's 5.5. It probably gets to 6, but it's -130. I lean that way. I just don't love all this juice with the Jays. And I lean over Like you talked about, Mullins,
Yep.
Mountcastle, all those guys have hit. Franco's 7 for 13 with a couple homers. I circled him. Maybe a Jack of the Day guy with a plus price off Matt's.
Yeah, hot and humid, wind blowing out, 92 degrees Fahrenheit at first pitch in Baltimore, 101 degrees Fahrenheit if you factor in the humidex tonight in that game. So, yeah, it is hitters weather, no question. Jose, what do you think, Jays O's?
Yeah, I'm on the over here. Like the over 11. Jays team totals at 6.5. That's crazy. That's one of the higher team totals I've seen this year. And I kind of do like their run line as well, the Blue Jays. Currently, I just clicked off a bit, but it's a minus 116. So not the best line for a run line, but I just lean over here. I just really think that ballpark hitter friendly, weather's on our side. It's really hot to pitch in that weather. So I'm going over.
Yeah, if you can get run line minus 116, that's good because I see around minus 130. So if you get a 116, I would take it.
There you go. I'm looking at Pinnacle too. So if you're a Pinnacle user, then go ahead.
Yeah, it's extreme heat tonight in Baltimore, so I want no part of an under. It's too scary. Even at 11, like you're paying a premium 11 with its total here, but still, it is a hot steamer in Baltimore. Milwaukee and the New York Mets. Brett Anderson, Jake DeGrom, the pitching matchup here. Mets, as you would expect, favorites here in the minus 240, minus 250 range. 7 the total in this one. Pass from I'm not going to really belabor the point. Milwaukee's definitely the better. There's a big price to be giving Milwaukee, but unfortunately, Brett Anderson is not one of the pitchers I trust. 4.69 ERA, coming off the injured list, right knee contusion, so he hasn't pitched since June 22nd. And now you got to go up against most dominant pitcher in baseball this season, Jake DeGrom, who was actually not exactly great in his last start against the Braves, where he definitely struggled. It was one of his worst starts of the year. 3 runs, 5 hits. In 7 innings against the Braves. He settled down, but he got off to a little bit of trouble early in that game. Back home, though, against this Brewers team, he got a probably good chance to bounce back. Milwaukee now's lost 2 in a row after that, 12-13 game win streak that they lost to the Mets last night. So is this the start of a little slide for the Brewers, potentially playing over their heads a bit during that winning streak a little bit? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But, obviously the Mets, I think, win the game, but no value. Pass. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, this one for me is tough. DeGrom's just such a huge number. You talked about him. He got hit there a little early, but he settled down. I watched those last 4 innings. He was dominant. He had 14 strikeouts. He looked like the old DeGrom. But, yeah, he gave up a few runs early. I lean under. When I think of DeGrom, I just lean under in a full game, 7. I know the wind's kind of blowing out, and you don't know what you're going to get out of Anderson. A few Mets have hit him hard. And Yelich, the lone guy, kind of hit DeGrom hard. He's I forget what he is. He's like 15 for 33. I have to look it up. But it's a game I'm just going to stay off. If anything, I lean under in a Jacob DeGrom game at home.
All right, Jose, anything for you here, Brewers and Mets?
Yeah, I've got nothing. I will just address Wyatt Chapman's under 10.5 strikeouts for Jacob DeGrom. I believe it's Christopher Gargaro has been making a living off of these strikeout prop unders. He's been looking at the guys with spin rate discrepancies and really been picking good ones. DeGrom, 10.5 is a lot of strikeouts. It's just tough to bet against, DeGrom. And on top of that, in the last, I guess since July started, the Brewers are sixth right now in strikeout percentage. Yeah. Now I know small sample size. It's only, a couple of days into July, but just looking at how recent form definitely matters. I'd lean that way, Wyatt, but it's just dangerous betting against Jacob DeGrom.
It is. And Brett Anderson over 2.5 strikeouts there. And David Sharp's been picking on these deflated strikeout props on these mediocre average pitchers. And he's doing good with it, believe it or not, right now. So absolutely. It's first 5 under, perhaps, if the Mets are going to have some trouble with the keeping them that plate discipline against Brett Anderson tonight. Maybe you could look at that. How about the comeback last night by the Miami Marlins against the LA Dodgers to come back and win that game 5-4? And they'll try to get the job done again here today. And that snapped a terrific win streak for the Dodgers. We've got Tony Gonsolin and Pablo Lopez, the pitching matchup here in this one. Dodgers right now currently in that minus 140 range pretty much across the board here. Minus 135, minus 140. The total 8. right now across the board. I like Pablo Lopez a lot. Even Gonsolin's pitched better than I've thought since he's transitioned to the starting rotation due to some injuries. 2.38 ERA last 3 starts. But Pablo Lopez at home, we've talked about him. Very good at home, 2.08 ERA last 3 starts, 2.01 ERA at home. You look at Lopez's last 3 outings, there's really very solid, 3 runs allowed. Now, I'm a little concerned here because Pablo Lopez, rhythm is important to a pitcher, and he got ejected in the very first inning against the first pitch against the Atlanta Braves the other night. And, he didn't have his normal, ability to pitch deep into that game. So very, very interesting to see how he bounces back here and how he pitches, considering the fact that, he had that start just completely abbreviated because of exiting the game in the first inning. So I always worry about that a little, just a little bit of off rhythm. Your normal routine's been altered a bit. Does that hurt Lopez against still a pretty dangerous Dodgers lineup? We'll wait and see, but I definitely lean Marlins here a little bit, at least in the first 5 innings, but maybe even the full game as well, simply because Lopez has still been in good form. And the Marlins bullpen, other than one bad game they had Sunday against Atlanta, it's been a very good bullpen for the better part of the last several weeks. So I do lean a little to this home dog here, Miami. Connor, anything for you, Dodgers, Marlins?
Yeah, this one's tough. I lean with the Marlins too a little bit with Lopez at home. Before that one pitch and he got booted that you were talking about, he had pitched really, really well. A couple starts before that, going deep, 6-7 innings, 1 run, no runs. I lean under a little bit. I know that game got a few runs early, but this big ballpark, it's all on Gonsolin. DC mentioned the Dodgers are 5-0, so it'll be kind of be a bullpen day, and he hasn't gone more than 4 innings. He's always has a trouble, it seems like, the first time through the lineup. You know what I mean? Like, he either gets hit. If he can get through that first, usually he's pretty good. He settles down, Gonsolin. So we'll see tonight. And the Marlins lately have hit a little bit. I have been shocked. They hit some yesterday. He hit the home run to win the game, 5-4. So usually I can trust the Marlins not to score a ton of runs. But I like Lopez. I lean Marlins here, first 5 like you talked about, and the under.
Right, Jose, what do you think, Dodgers, Marlins?
Yeah, I like the under here too. This is my under of the day. Pablo Lopez, that ejection was bullshit. I sent him a message after that ejection. We were both disheartened about it. But he will pitch more than 1 inning today. He will pitch more than 1 pitch today, and he's a different pitcher on the road, or at home. Sorry. So I'm glad that he got to avoid that road start in Atlanta, and now he's going to come back home to the friendly confines of Miami. Under for me is the play here too, Connor.
All right, next up, we've got Detroit. But by the way, Cleveland, Tampa Bay postponed due to the storm approaching the Tampa area. So we'll move on to Detroit, Texas. We've got Texas minus 175 home favorites, 9 the total. Jose Urena, Dane Dunning on the mound. I like over the total here. Very simple. Texas is starting to hit. Starting to mash that ball a little bit. Now, last night they didn't, but which was surprising. But prior to that, they were starting to hit the ball a little bit. Everybody is crushing Jose Urena. This guy's like a human pinata for opposing hitters right now. And I don't see that changing right at this point in time for Urena. He's just a mess, a complete and total mess. I think Texas does damage against him. Dane Dunning certainly is better at home than he is on the road. But even Dane Dunning's been kind of iffy, kind of spotty. And the Tigers lineup, look, I like the way Detroit's hitting right now. Haas, Candelario, Cabrera, Akil Baddoo, who's had a terrific first year with the club. I like a lot of these bats and these sticks in the lineup right now. So I think we see runs here for Detroit, Texas over for me. Connor, what do you think?
I agree with you. Urena, I know he pitched well. Tigers won his last start against the Indians, but he gives up a ton of runs. It's tough with the back his name, but I lean the Tigers. The Rangers I don't give a shit who's on the mound. They shouldn't be minus 170, 175. Dunning's been a lot better at home, but he's even failed me at home here. There's just no way. And yeah, over 8.5. Now there's some 9s at even money. And I like the Tigers team total over 3.5. You get right around minus 110. Like you talked about, they've hit a little bit. And Dunning's been a lot better at home. But these young sticks have swung it better here. So I kind of like the Tigers team total over 3.5 and the full game over 8.5 a little bit.
I agree. This price is outrageous for Texas, but I feel like last night where it was outrageous too for Texas. Now Detroit won, and Peralta actually pitched good, but I didn't trust Peralta. I trust Urena even less. No freaking way.
We were talking about it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, with this and just can't do it. But definitely, I can't lay the price either with Texas. I just like runs here. Jose, what do you like here? Tigers, Rangers.
Yeah, it's got to be. I would sprinkle a little bit on the Tigers. Shout out to Big Show. Maybe put some little Tigers money on there, but the over for me, and hope the Tigers can pull one out. The Rangers should not be this high of a favorite against anyone, not even the lowly Tigers.
I would agree with that. Cincinnati, Kansas City, Luis Castillo, Chris Bubich on the mound here. Cincinnati minus 150 road favorites in that range, 9.5 the total, pretty much across the board here in this one. Minus 160 Cincinnati in some spots. Look, Luis Castillo's definitely been better in recent starts. Give him credit for that, no question. Reds with the victory last night in the series opener, 6-2. He'll be on the mound here for the Reds tonight. And like we say, he has pitched better in the last few starts. He's gone at least 6 innings in 5 of his last 6 starts. 2.13 ERA over his last 6 starts, so much better. Bubich was terrific early, but boy, things have just gone in the wrong direction for him for the last few starts. I mean, 4 starts, 9.53 ERA for Bubich in his last 4 starts. And look, the Reds, I would probably like their team total over rather than lay the price. Because I don't know, I should be over my Castillo phobia right now. But unfortunately, I still feel that the moment I finally buy into this turnaround for him and I back him with money, he's going to end up getting lit up. That's what I'm always worried about in the back of my mind. So Cincy team total over definitely is interesting to me because, look, Bubich is just not in good form, and the Reds could do damage. And the bullpen behind Bubich is terrible as well. So if they don't score a ton of runs early against Bubich, and I think they will, they can probably score off that miserable bullpen. So I like Reds team total over. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, that's the problem here. Bubich, he hasn't been able to get past 3 or 4 innings in all these starts, over the last month. And then that Royals bullpen's been horrible. So if he only goes 3 innings again, this doesn't look good. I mean, if I had a little more faith in the Royals, I'd want them here. Castillo, so bad early. He's too talented. He's pitched a lot better the last month. But minus 150, I love the Reds yesterday. Plus 110, but you got a big number here, so you'd have to go Reds maybe first 5, half a run. I just don't feel that confident on the road interleague game with Castillo right now, even though he's pitched better. So yeah, Reds team total. I get a 4.5. You probably get some more juice to that. I see a 5.5 at plus a 105. I could look that way a little bit, or the full game over 9.5 if the Royals can score some runs here.
Definitely. Jose, what do you think here? Reds and Royals.
Yeah, the say hey play of the day on Jimmy's show was Reds first 5 minus a half. I believe in the Reds today. I think they get it done. I'm not a Bubich guy, as you can probably hear Molly the dog rolling around on the ground in the background. But I'm not a Bubich guy. I don't think he's very talented. The Royals have been one of the worst teams in baseball this year. It's been pretty shocking too for how well they started in the last couple of weeks. Have just been awful, just really bad. And Ian, you mentioned your Luis Castillo phobia. I've came on this show many a time saying I need Luis Castillo to start pitching well so the Yankees cannot trade for him on the cheap. He listened. Now he's pitching well, and unfortunately now for the Yankees, they're sellers, so it doesn't even matter. So I like Luis Castillo today. I think this is the day I'll plug my nose, back him with my money, and if he shits the bed, then just never again. So,
all right, there you go. Never again. If he is not very good tonight for the Reds. All right, White Sox and Twins. Rodon Barrios, the pitching matchup here. We've got the White Sox slight road favorites here, minus 125. The total 9 all the way down to 8 now, so a full run down in the total. Look, I've been riding the White Sox over machine. This train kept on rolling last night. Another one, best bet with the White Sox Twins on the show yesterday, over. But first of all, what concerns me here today is the pitchers. They're both pretty good. Second, there's chance of rain, and that always is bad news for an over. If the game gets delayed a little bit, people are in a hurry. They want to get the game done. That's not good for overs. And to be honest with you, there's also a chance this game may not even get played at all with the rain that's potentially in the forecast, 60%. So I'm going to pump the brakes on the over run with the White Sox today. I'll probably stay off this game. 2 pitchers that are a bit more than capable. chance of rain, and you might not even see the game played. So I'm probably going to stay off it, and we'll probably look to pick up the White Sox over in their next game tomorrow. Connor, what do you think here? White Sox Twins.
Yeah, we'll see. This one might get rained out. I lean the Sox a little bit. They haven't been that good on the road, and these guys just faced each other and kind of got last week and got touched a little bit. That's why it's already came down a full run. I can't take it at 8, the under now. Yeah, it's a difficult one for me too. I don't think if it gets played, I'd be on the White Sox a little bit. Yeah, and they see an under. They pitched, they got hit by both these teams. They probably pitch better the second time out, but I don't know if it gets played because of the rain. But give me the White Sox here with Rodon around -115.
All right, liking the White Sox here a little bit if this game gets played. Yeah, hit that like button. Over 130 live viewers. We appreciate it. Hit that like button if you're enjoying what you're watching. Jose, what do you think here? White Sox Twins.
I'll keep it short. This game might not be played. Shout out to Molly again. It's the under, and it's the under for me. Just basically keep it like that. I'm gonna go relax Molly real fast. Give me a second, everyone.
All right, good stuff. And we'll move on to Oakland and Houston. Chris Bassett for the A's, Framber Valdez for the Astros. We've got Houston here about -155 to -160 as home favorites here in this game. At home, total 8.5 in this one. Bassett on the road is a little bit more of a problem and a sore spot for me than he is at home. He's very good at the Coliseum. On the road, not quite as much. And look, the Astros, have seen him quite a bit, playing in the same division for these last few years. It's not like there's anything that surprises this Houston lineup. And you look at some of these numbers here: 4 for 11, Correa, 364. Gurriel, 8 for 21, 381. Brantley, 8 for 25, 320. Miles Straw, 3 for 8, 375. It's a laundry list of pretty good success against Chris Bassett on the road. I think Houston can do damage tonight in this game against him. On the flip side, though, Oakland, in the top 3-5 in Major League Baseball against lefties, and including in OPS. So they've done very well against lefty pitching. So even though Valdez and a 2.18 ERA has been very, very good for the Houston Astros, there's a chance they could, tack on at least a few runs in this game here against this lefty for the Houston Astros, this Oakland lineup, which has been better against lefty pitching throughout the course of the season. And you've got two bullpens that I don't trust. I mean, both of them, the last 10 games, not good. 5 ERA for Houston, over 4 for Oakland. So I think all things considered, reasonable total here, 8.5. Which is, 8.5s are a bargain these days when you're looking at MLB overs. So I think it can get there with over 8.5 here, Oakland and Houston. And Houston first 5 certainly would lean a little bit in that direction, but I like the over even a little bit more. What do you think here, Conor Mac, Oakland, Houston?
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Bassett, who's been 9-2, unbelievable lately, and Valdez 5-1, 2.18 ERA, has been really, really good. Difficult one, and Bassett in his past has got hit hard by the Astros. It's a tough one. At first, I looked at the under 4.5. Now there's a lot of 4s. Just tough here. And the Astros, I don't know who's going to be in the lineup. Bregman's already out. They're dealing with injuries. They've sat a lot of guys. I'd make sure of this lineup. I lean the Astros too, first 5, a half a run, but check the lineup to make sure everyone's in there. Correa, Tucker, all these guys. Maldonado, Correa,
Yes.
You got Brantley,
Yep.
Altuve. Make sure they're in before you bet this one. But yeah, I lean the Astros here a little bit. First 5 half a run.
They're all in the projected lineup, but the projected lineup ain't the confirmed lineup.
Yeah.
So definitely you want to make sure closer to first pitch who's in, because right now they've got Altuve, Brantley, Alvarez, Yuli Gurriel, Correa, Tucker, Toro. He's, by the way, looks like he's going to be another good hitter for this Astros team. Miles Straw, Martin Maldonado. Looks like your projected lineup, but again, not everybody for sure to be there. There he is. There she is, Molly, the gambling dog. Yes, joining you there. Oh, look at there, Molly.
Yes, exactly. Molly, the gambling dog, is joining me, and she's whispered in my ear. And there she goes. She's whispered in my ear, and she likes Framber Valdez today in the Astros. I like their team total over 4.5 today. I mean, like you guys said, you have to have the lineup. Got to watch the lineup. Need the lineup to come out there and show their number ones. Need the Correas. Need all those guys. But if I'm going to play this game, it would be Astros team total over 4.5. It's going to be a good game, though. Division rivals. Good game.
All right, the world famous traveling show that is Shohei Ohtani continues to. The LA Angels take on the Boston Red Sox. If he's not destroying you with his bat, he's destroying you with his arm. And tonight he's going to try to do a little both. Here as he takes the mound for the for the LA Angels against the Boston Red Sox and Nate Eovaldi. Looking at Boston slightly favored on the road here, 115 minus 120, 8.5 the total in this game. Eovaldi, I like Eovaldi, but the couple of times I've decided to pick spots to either bet on him or fade him, it's not been good. And but he has been very good for most of the season. 3.41 ERA, very good in his last 3 starts. He's given up just 5 runs in his last 18 innings of work. So rock solid for the Red Sox. Faced the Angels earlier this season at Fenway, though. Did not exactly fare all that great. 4 runs, 6 hits, 5 innings. Ohtani on the mound for the Red Sox, for the Angels, I should say, in this game. And you know what you're going to usually get from him. Rock solid. And I think you're going to get a good start from him tonight because he's coming off that outing where he was just roughed up in the first inning. He had no control. He had no command. His mechanics were messed up. Correctable issues for a guy with the ability of Shohei Ohtani. All of those issues he had in that start against the New York Yankees were fixable. Those are just, you didn't have your command. You didn't have your control. Your mechanics were flawed. Go work with the pitching coach. You figure it out. And I think you come back strong here in this game tonight. So I'm leaning to the under in terms of the total, but I'm leaning toward the Angels here a little bit, especially in the first 5 innings and a little bit on the full game here. Like I said, I know Boston, obviously last night, they won the opener in this series 5-4. I don't know. I still think at some point, Jose, he can't keep trending along 22 games above 500. Okay, there's going to be some regression. There's going to be some coming back down to earth a little bit. And I think Ohtani at this price, a motivated guy after what happened at Yankee Stadium, is something to look at. So for me, Angels first 5 full game split. Connor, what do you think here?
Yeah, what are we going to get? Nathan Eovaldi here. His last road start, he looked bad against the Royals. Then he had 2 great starts at home against the Yankees and the Royals, where he went 7 innings. Where he had 1 run against the Yankees, none against the Royals. We'll see tonight. And Ohtani just didn't have it, yeah. And I had him and the under in that game. But I'd be on this one, not applicable. Yeah, I'd lean the first 5 under 4.5. You get a minus 120, 125. And yeah, maybe the Angels a little bit. He's got a hit today. I think he will. He's the only big bat. But these guys are kind of chipping in. Walsh, Gosselin, all these guys in Lagares in the Angels lineup. They got to score some runs. I just wanted a little bit better plus price with the Angels. So I'm just leaning first 5 under 4.5 and maybe the Angels first 5 here, though.
All right. Jose, what do you think here? I know you've been this is something else. This is your beloved Red Sox and your beloved Shohei Ohtani. What gives here?
Yeah.
This is a conflict of interest. This is a very large conflict of interest. But let me tell you, it won't take much for me to watch this baseball game. I'm going to be glued to my television. It's going to be very interesting to see this at the very least. I think Shohei will do well, but I don't think it's going to be like an electric 6 innings, no earned runs kind of start. I think that Shohei Ohtani is probably one of the easiest pitchers to live bet because you'll know pretty immediately if he has it or not. If he's walking guys in the first inning, it's time, like if you bet the Angels pregame, it's like, all right, well, maybe it's time to start throwing some Nicky Hedges in there and throw some money on the other team. And same thing with Eovaldi too. Nate can look dazzling at times, but there's just sometimes where that 100 he throws a little bit of flatter, seems to be able to hit it a little more. I was kind of a fan of the first 5 over here, first 5 over 4.5. I did not think I'd be saying that, honestly. I love Ohtani, you guys know that, but I just think we see some runs here, some little chip aways, nothing too drastic from either side. I could see, like, for example, we see 3 from Ohtani, 2 from Nate, something like that. And we definitely see something like that. But it is going to be the game of the night by far.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward. I'll definitely the NBA Finals game 1 is tonight, but I'll definitely be having this on the other screen for sure. Because I have the 2 TVs set up here, so I'll have this game probably primarily on the other one, no doubt. Colorado, Arizona, John Gray, Merrill Kelly, Arizona, -135, home favorites, 8.5 the total. I've got absolutely zip on this game. I have no interest in getting involved in it. It's Colorado on the road, so I don't want Colorado. I can tell you that right now. Arizona, I'm not laying any price with them, so I don't want them. I can't trust the full game under because Arizona's bullpen is pathetic. Maybe a first 5 under. I guess that's where I'd go if I had to bet something in this game because I like the way Merrill Kelly's trending. He's trending in the right direction. John Gray has been solid for the most part. So I guess first 5 under if I had to give a lean, but I'm not going to be involved in this one. Connor, how about you? Colorado, Arizona.
Yeah, me either. I want to take the Rockies. Well, they've played a lot better, won these games at home. Now they hit the road. And you got the John Gray, the werewolf. It's tough. Kelly's pitched a lot of unders. Lately, like you mentioned, full game. A lot of his games have gone under, and you see an 8.5 here. So yeah, you mentioned the first 5 under, 4.5. Both these teams are light hitting, but there's some good numbers. With some of these guys off these pitchers like Stories, 4 for 14, 2 homers. Tapia's 6 for 12 off Kelly. Just a tough one for me. Yeah, I think I'm off. This might be an in-game look. In-game bet. Watching it later tonight.
And we've talked about it, the Rocky totals, but a lot of those Rockies unders, they are 8-0 to the under their last 8 games. A lot of them were at Coors where you're getting those, 10.5, 11.5, 12.5 totals. Now you're only getting 8.5 here. So be careful with that. But I would lean under, especially first 5 with these 2 arms at the moment. What do you think, Jose? Rockies, Diamondbacks?
Yeah, this is I think my favorite term that I've learned at Pub Sports Radio is bum fight. This is one of those instances. This is a bum fight. I will not be watching this game. You have a lot of different other games to watch. So if you bet this game, then congratulations, and you're officially degenerate.
There you go. Degenerate action if you're involved in this game, according to Jose Bouquett. How about this next one? St. Louis and San Francisco. We've got Adam Wainwright, Johnny Cueto, 2 old veterans on the mound here. I remember these two guys faced each other a lot in the Cardinal Reds days way back when in the same division. Now they'll meet up again here. San Francisco, -130, -135 home favorites in this game. Total 8 across the board. It's Adam Wainwright on the road. 5.35 ERA. We've talked about this a ton this season where he's not exactly pitched great, away from home. His last road start was his best one, though. 1 run against Atlanta. Maybe he can carry that over. His form is good, though. Last 5 starts, he's given up 2 runs or fewer. So it's tricky. And St. Louis beat the Giants yesterday, by the way, by a score of 5-3. So a rare road win for the St. Louis Cardinals. It's been tough for them to win on the road. Giants are a little banged up, too. Buster Posey, thumb injury. Tauchman, knee injury. Brandon Belt, knee injury. So a couple of their bats in the lineup dinged up a little bit. We'll see if that shows up here. I lean a little to the Giants team total over, but I do like Wainwright's form. I know he's been bad on the road, but he was good his last road start, and his form overall, the last 5 starts has been good. Cueto got roughed up in his last start, 5 runs, 6 hits, 5 innings. I'm not really a big fan of Johnny Cueto at this stage of his career. He has pitched good at home, though, so I'm just all over the place with this game. I would lean slightly to the Giants team total over, but not a really strong feel for this one overall. What do you think, Conor Mac, Cardinals, Giants?
Yeah, that game yesterday, I'm shocked. It was no runs. That game got over. I didn't bet it. It was 7.5. It got to 8. I think this game can. I know Wainwright, he's been really bad on the road. The last few, he's been better. But the Giants have seen a lot of him. You're right. They are a little banged up heading the All-Star break, the Giants here. But these Cardinals, if they can get going, the sticks, I mean, they've hit Cueto. Lately, these guys, Molina, 2 homers. Arenado, 2 homers. Goldschmidt, 2 homers. Good numbers off Cueto. I can't trust the wind's kind of blowing out to left, 15 miles an hour. I lean the over. Maybe the Cards here at plus money a little bit too. Giants are banged. And the Cards team total, it's just can they swing the bats? Over 3.5 at -120 was one that I was looking at as well.
All right, Jose, what do you like here? St. Louis, San Fran.
Tough game. This pitching matchup is straight from 2012, so I think it's very interesting. I would probably lean, honestly, the first 5 under 4. This pitching matchup, I feel like we get this stuff often, and then we see 2 crafty vets dazzling out there, battling back and forth for 5 innings. So I will go first 5 under 4, if anything, but probably stay off me.
All right, good stuff. And yeah, San Francisco, I've watched a lot of their games all season, but especially lately because they just keep on playing. Well, I've been backing, I've been involved betting Giants games a lot the last few weeks. It's been fun to hear John Miller again on the television side for the Giants. Of course, with Kuiper still recovering from his cancer treatment. John Miller and Joe Morgan, those days of Sunday Night Baseball, it's the best duo that great franchise Sunday Night Baseball ever had, for sure. You hear that John Miller voice. That I love his home run calls there. Way back there, adios, pelota. When he does that, I absolutely love that call with the little.
And I actually know who you're talking about in this instance too, Ian.
Adios,
just because he was on the baseball game.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. He was in the baseball game, so I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely John Miller, a legend. By the way, we'll get to the last 2 games, 7th inning stretch, though, which means it's time to acknowledge the chat and everybody that's joined us, 140 strong. Cheshire Cat, and thank you, Cheshire Cat, for joining us on the Ice Guys Betcast last night. It was good to have you. Wyatt Chapman, not applicable. Blake Atwood, Dennis Trusty, DC, Luke Murphy, Abel Alvarez, David Sharp, who joins us on Saturday, Smith and Wes, 93, Brian Watson, the real DJX, Blake Atwood, Abel Alvarez, Robert Major, Jay Cash, Woo Woo Kenny. Oh, any woo 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 Kenny Woo. There he is. Welcome back. Peterson, Patek, Jeff Wortman, Cheshire Cat. We already said Cheshire Cat. Elliot V. Everybody in the chat, thank you. For Rachel Nichols. Oh, I thought you were getting ready for the finals here, Rachel Nichols. I'm surprised you're actually still in the net.
She just got cut. She just got cut. She got some free time.
Yeah, exactly.
Rachel Nichols knows what's up. She be pubbing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, she be pubbing. Yeah. Very, very good. All right, great stuff, guys. Let's get to Yankees and Mariners. We've got Jamison Tyone, Justice Sheffield here. Yankees minus 160 on the road. Total 9.5 here in this one. There's no fiber in my being that will ever lay this price right now with the New York Yankees or Jamison Tyone for that matter. 5.43 ERA overall. How about on the road? 11 is his ERA on the road. 11. That is absolutely awful for Jamison Tyone here. Problem is the Seattle bats, for some reason, they went cold a little bit against Texas over the weekend. But boy, they could get going here. The Yankees, I don't trust Tyone on the road. The bullpen is a mess. Aroldis Chapman might be displaced as the closer. He's been that bad. I mean, that's what's going on right now with the New York Yankees. It's a shit show in a bad way. Unfortunately, Justice Sheffield's a shit show as well. He's terrible. 5.88 ERA, 9.4 his last 3 starts, 5.1 ERA at home this year. This screams to me to the over. Screams out over the total in this one. In fact, I'm going to double up. First 5 over and full game over in this one. I think we'll see runs here, Yankees and the Mariners in this game. And from a side perspective, I have to grab the price with Seattle, plus 140 here. I have to. It's just an insane price here with the New York Yankees, with the lethargic, brutal brand of baseball they're playing right now. What do you think, Connor? Yankees, Mariners.
Yeah, when I looked at this, I wrote over too. I put Mariners team total over 3.5. Tyone, he on the road, you mentioned it. I've had no success backing him on the road. No way. Sheffield at home, he should get hit. His ERA is huge, 5-7. Yeah, if I were to make a bet here, I'd lean Mariners. Give me the home dog here, plus 150. They gotta be the price here. You can go first 5 or split it full game, but give me that, and I'm on the over as well.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that they're such a high favorite right now. It's funny, especially because of how bad they've been playing, and honestly, the last couple of days, one of my most successful money making schemes have been, Aroldis Chapman's in the game. Okay, well, I'm automatically going to live bet the other team. I did this with the Angels. I bet Angels run line minus 1.5 at plus 230, and I just not even a sweat, and it was so funny. It was very, very funny. So just be on Chapman watch. I don't think he's the closer anymore. I think Aaron Boone officially took him off of that role, and I think Chad Green's actually their closer right now. But who knows what the hell Aaron Boone and those boys are doing right now. So just keep an eye for Chapman, and I'm on the over as well with you guys. So
it seems I hate these obvious situations, and everybody agrees with it. And sometimes those don't always win. But to be honest with you, that's kind of where we're at right now with these these two pitchers at the moment. They're absolutely terrible at the moment, and it just seems like there should be a lot of runs tonight between these two teams, the Yankees and the Mariners. Final game here on this Tuesday MLB card. Washington Nationals, San Diego Padres. It looks like we've got Jeffrey Rodriguez, or I think it was going to be Jeffrey Rodriguez. Now I'm not so sure. Did they make no? They're considering it. We're seeing a lot of this now. There's just this waiting period for a particular team to decide who the starting pitcher is going to be. But we don't know yet for Washington. We thought it was going to be Jeffrey Rodriguez making a spot start. We do know it's going to be Ryan Weathers for the San Diego Padres, the lefty. So we'll see how this one goes. As far as it goes, this could be an over here. I mean, Ryan Weathers has been kind of more hittable lately. Washington got there. Offense back on track last night in a 7-5 win over San Diego. So they could do some damage against Weathers, and you're going to get some kind of spot starter for Washington. So I don't know if I'd necessarily think whoever's going to be on the mound for them is going to neutralize the Padres bats. So without seeing what the side or the money line or the total is going to be for this series, I certainly would lean over. But right now, just to lean until we get confirmation who's on the mound for the Nationals. Anything for you here, Conor Mac? Nationals, Padres.
No, nothing for me yet till a starter is announced. And maybe I jumped in game last night. Thank God the Nats took a huge lead. I took the Padres and they came roaring back. So nothing for me here.
So apparently Jose is being bombarded by a fart attack from Molly the dog right now. Are they stinky farts, or are they just they are?
It's Molly's got the bubble guts right now. Is what I can tell you guys. She's got bubble guts, so it's gonna be fun, especially because in Texas it's storming. So we'll see how Molly the dog fares outside. But I'm off this game. There's not really, because starters are kind of tough. Ryan Weathers isn't very good. And we're seeing this in all the bad teams are having to reshuffle their starters and stuff like that. It's usually the teams that aren't very good and having to make a late swatch or whatever. It's great.
Yeah, it's because they're not good. And why are they not good? They don't have starting pitching depth. And when they don't have starting pitching depth, you're left, with last minute decisions like this, who you're going to pitch in a particular game. Great stuff, Jose. Great stuff, Connor. That is the Tuesday MLB card. We will get to Jack of the Day. We'll get to best bets in just a second. But first, messages from both Manscaped and Southtown 101. Southtown 101 and the farty Molly joining us again on camera. But Southtown 101, San Antonio, Texas. Make sure you check them out. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, and karaoke as well. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. The brand new Lawnmower 4.0 and any product from Manscaped, you can get 20% off by using the promo code PubSports. And MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. NHL and NBA Finals just about over, but MLB still daily. Football season is a month away. Get yourself ready for football season. Try out MyBookie.ag. You can use Bitcoin as an accepted currency for your initial deposit. So check out MyBookie.ag, sign up for an account, use that promo code Pub Sports. All right, we have Molly, we have Jose, we have Connor, and we have Jack joining us now, as in Jack of the Day.
Well, see you later.
Jack of the Day, thanks for nothing, Cubs, last night. It took a bunch of them to hit a home run and did zippity-doo-dah from them last night in that game. So we'll have to see if we can find some better success here with some of these props tonight than that. When you look at it tonight, for me, I would look at a few of the Blue Jays against Watkins and that bad Orioles bullpen. The usual suspects, Springer, Simeon, Guerrero in particular. They're the ones I would probably target. I would look at. I'm not touching the Cubs. I mean, Rizzo's hit Nola, but I'm not touching that. I'm done with them after last night for a bit. Real Muto against Arrieta, I do like that for the Phillies. The catcher, he's hit Arrieta good in the past, no question about that. Moncada, 2 home runs against Barrios to the Twins. You could go with that one as well. Jesse Winker, they hit a home run against Bubic. I like that. I think I would also look toward in the Yankees and Mariners game. I think there were a couple that I was looking at that game. Yeah, Sanchez for the Yankees, Judge for the Yankees against Sheffield. Sheffield's really been giving up some hard contact. So those are the ones I would probably look at tonight for Jack of the Day. Connor, what would you be looking at? Home run props.
Yeah, I gave you that one. Of course, all those Jays you talked about. But give me Franco, 7 for 13 off Mats with a couple homers. Real Muto was another one that I liked. Trevor Story, 6 for 12 with a couple homers. And I think you could take a couple of these Cardinals, Goldschmidt or Arenado, have a couple homers late night in San Fran.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jay Cash, good point. I'm definitely not a millionaire from this. It's day-to-day, do enough to earn a living and pay the bills. That's where I'm at with this. That's what it's always been for me for 10 years. There's been no painting a rosy false picture for me in my 10 years of doing shows saying, I'm living high off the hog. That's not the case. It's a day-to-day, we try to grind out profit and we try to put ourselves in a position where we can just sustain a living, day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year. That's what it's about. That's the majority of sports bettors fall into that category. Jose, what do you think here? If you don't have any home run props, you can give us your best bet.
So, of course, I mean, it's Shohei pitching, so we bet Shohei home run prop. Of course, that's got to be in there. And another one, I've got Trevor Story as well as Rafael Devers. The Boston Red Sox has been absolutely smashing the ball lately. RBI leader with Vladdy Jr. So give me some Ohtani and some Rafael Devers and some Story time today. As for my play of the day, tough choice. I think I'm going to lean with the Dodgers and Miami, as people call it, the Miami Marlins under 8. I think my boy Pablo Lopez gets it done. Me and Molly had a long conversation about
Deal
this.
my bets, huh?
Well, Connor,
No,
I'm just trying to live up to you,
No, I've been horrible. My best bets have been the shits, man, this past week. Hopefully you win. I'll pick it.
I'll roll like that because Molly wasn't a big fan because Tony Gonsolin is a fan of cats, and Molly not a fan of cats. So we'll roll the under here.
All right, Dodgers Marlins under 8. Best bet here for Jose Bouquett. Conor Mac, what do you like here for best bet?
Okay, I'll go. I like the Rangers Tigers over, but give me this one's tough. It's 9.5. But give me the Mariners plus 150 and give me their team total a double bet. I'm going to take their team total over 3.5 and them plus 150. Give me them full game. I think they could beat the Yankees here as home dogs.
Yeah, and it's just the Mariners, and the Mariners have been good at home. I don't know why they had a tough time with Texas, but definitely still the Yankees cannot trust them in that price range. So a little double dip here for Conor Mac for best bet. Seattle money line plus 150, and also look at Seattle team total over 3.5 for best bet. Mine is going to be Detroit, Texas over 9. That is going to be my best bet. The overs have been rolling for me, and that's usually the strength for me. I find I do better with overs than I do with sides in Major League Baseball, and they're cashing right now in terms of the best bets. So stick with it. The Jose Urania Day. and usually that means he gets pummeled, and I would expect more of the same tonight. But I do think Detroit can hit Texas a little bit, and Dane Dunning, who's not been as sharp lately, bullpens can give up some. Let's go Tigers Rangers over 9 for my best bet. And that'll wrap up this edition of the MLB Closing Time Show for Tuesday, July 6th. Thanks to Jose Bouquett, our special guest, and Molly as well. How are you, Molly? Stop, just deodorizing the place right now in front of Jose. Give him a break. And Conor Mac as well. We will be back later this afternoon. NBA Pub Hub, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. We will get you ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Milwaukee Bucks, Phoenix and Suns, and will he or won't he, as in Giannis Antetokounmpo playing tonight. We'll update that situation for you on the NBA Pub Hub tonight for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Join us later today for that. For Conor Mac and Jose Bouquett and Molly, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday. Enjoy the games and good luck, and we'll talk to you in a couple hours for the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio.